Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we're in the beautiful world of Sulani and we are continuing our pack restricted build series, and we are this week doing island living. So as I mentioned, Sulani is the world that came with island living, and it's kind of like a Hawaiian themed type world. It's a beach world. It's kind of like the Sims 4 take on the Sims 3 Island Paradise, which I remember playing when I was a kid. Like for the Sims 3, I did play certain packs, so Island Paradise, and I think like the Ambitions and Generations. They were my favorite packs from the Sims 3. So yeah, it's, and I think that this particular pack, in terms of just the overall appeal, I think that the world is stunning. I love this world, but I tend to forget to play in this world, and I really want to play some more in this world. I think that mermaids definitely need an update. I think compared to the other occults, they're nowhere near as flashed out as they should be, and I would love to see them get a little bit more love. So the floor plan of this build has come together fairly quickly. We are just kind of adjusting for spacing. This was a build that I had designed on grid paper. So I like to do that, where I design the floor plan on grid paper and I recreate it in The Sims. And what I really love about this particular build is it's kind of a semi-open to closed floor plan. So you walk in and you have the left wing of the house is all just bedrooms. So there are 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in this build. The ensuite is quite large. It is that very front room there, and that tacks onto the master bedroom, and it's a really kind of luxurious space. And I think that that was really fitting when you consider the theme of this build and that this particular pack. The idea of having that kind of resort type feel. It's definitely something that we got with this pack, where it was like coastal and beach life, but it also gave that resort type feel. I really want to do like a wedding venue here in Sulani. I think that the backdrops are quite nice, and yeah, I really do like it. Okay, so we are starting our decoration in the right wing of the house, which is of course a big open floor plan, which has your kitchen, dining and living area. And the living area is quite nice because you just have these beautiful double doors, sliding doors, which they are my favorite sliding doors in the game, that come with island living, that lead you out to the back deck. And this back deck is insane. It is like completely entertainer's delight. You've got like a formal dining, a sitting area, and then you've of course got, I think there's a sail. Is it a sailboat? What is it? Is it I don't know. Anyway, you've got some things there. I was thinking a speedboat because I did think that this particular family might be a little bit more affluent, but I went with something that was a little bit more on trend for this build. So we are decorating this space. So we've done a little bit of the kitchen. We will go back to the kitchen and add to it, but we are just kind of mapping out where we want the kitchen, dining and the living and how we want that configured. I decided to put 2 of the tables together that came with this pack. We didn't get a lot of table options. We did get a round table, but I wanted something that was wooden, so I went with the standard 6-seated dining table. But I wanted to combine the 2 because I felt that this was definitely a pack where you would have entertaining. It's a little bit like For Rent when they have the potlucks where people come over and they just share food. And I feel like this is definitely one of those packs where you would do that. And I think there are some events. I think there's like a spirit event or an island event or something in the game as part of the gameplay. So I wanted there to be space for a lot of Sims in this lot. The one thing I did struggle with this build was the roofing. I have cut a lot of it out, but it was a very odd shape, and that does happen at times when you focus on the floor plan above everything else. It can make it really difficult to make sure that the exterior is really pretty so and cohesive, but I think we do okay. I mainly just started with these gabled roofs and just went around and mapped out the bump outs so that it made sense. I'm not the best at roofing. It's definitely a skill that I want to get better at and improve. So let's talk a little bit more about this build. So it is a 4x2. There's a master bedroom. There is a twin child's room. I think like a teen's room or like potentially a spare bedroom for an adult sim. And then there is another child's room. There is, as I said, there's that entertainment spot. And then it's just that big open floor living area, which I really like. And then obviously 2 bathrooms. So one bathroom is towards the main part of the house in that open space. And then the second is the master bedroom, which I believe is massive. All right, so other than the roofing, so that's our big porch, our big back porch, which is very spacious. And I wanted it to be that way so that you really could have the Sims have multiple areas to eat. They could eat outside, they could eat at the dining, they could eat at the counters. There's just so many places for Sims to be. And I find when you play The Sims, it's much easier for the Sims to route and to move if you've got more of an open space. So I think this would be a really good house to play in. Yeah, I might actually have to play a house in there, put a household in there and see how we go. All right, so I decided just for a point of interest to add a glass roof. They're not hard to do. You just remove the ceiling and place a roof and then add the roof tile. And I thought that'd be nice because it's like, it's undercover, but it still is letting in the light because something about Sulani sunsets, they're so pretty. And a lot of when I was doing screenshots, that's the kind of lighting conditions that I set because I really liked it. All right, as we start with the bedrooms, we are starting with the master bedroom. Let's kind of go into what I feel are the standout items for this pack. In my opinion, obviously, as I've mentioned, the sliding doors, I use them whenever I want a sliding door. It's generally the sliding door I use. I just love it. I like the swatches. I really like the beds and the lounges that come with this pack. They're really nice. All of that type furniture piece, all really good. And then there's the gameplay stuff, like as simple as the beach towels. Like I use those beach towels all the time, and I think they add such a realistic game aspect to gameplay, even if you were to use them in a residential home. Items that this pack lacks. I would say clutter items. There's not a lot for clutter. There is more if you are using the debug menu and you have all of the unlockables unlocked and things like that. But when we're talking just the build mode catalog, I did find that the clutter items were a bit limiting, and also the lights. We only get a few lights. We do get some candles, which are quite pretty, and some centerpieces that are quite nice, but there's not really like bedside table lamps. And the tall lamp that I've used in the master bedroom, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more lighting options, and also like kids' toys. Like I feel like with mermaids, they could have done something there and put in some more kid furniture. These rooms are just basically minimally decorated. I really love the bedspread of the children's beds, that vibrant kind of color. As I said, it just makes you think of holiday, which is really fun. And yeah, also obviously that taller plant I don't really like because the color of the leaves, it's just that weird green. It looks a little bit artificial to me. I don't know how to describe it, but I love the bigger plant, but it is harder to use. So we are moving into that kind of teens room, that second adults kind of space. So again, you could have, you could put any type of sim in here that you would like. This build is available on the Sims 4 gallery. My ID is Antoinette44. It is in the description below if you need. So if you would like to download this build, feel free. It is there. We are jumping to the outside. So we're just going to start on this outside area, and I just sectioned this in two ways. I wanted to have like a formal sitting area and then a dining area. And I love these lounges. I think they're so pretty. They're so vibrant. And I tend to use them in general builds. It doesn't really necessarily have to be in Sulani. And the pool floaties, or the water floaties, I should say. That is something that we first got in Island Living, and it is now, you see them a lot more in other packs. I know we got them in For Rent. I know that we got them in the Riviera kit. That was one of the kits that we got last year. So yeah, they are starting to make their way into recent content. So yeah, this was an item that we did get with Island Living, which was the glass paneling for the floor. I do like it, but I decided against it, and I decided to go with just a rug. Again, the rugs are very vibrant in this pack. You get two of them, and they just come with a very diversive selection of patterns, and I do think they're quite usable. All right, so this part of the build, we're really just going around and cluttering up spaces. The one issue I had with this build was the spacing. I did feel that the open area, the living area, was a bit spacious. The actual hallway is massive, so when you enter the build, I do feel that hallway is quite massive. If I had my time again, I probably would reduce that somehow. I just put some clutter at the front of the build, put some lounges, and this is where I see this space, and I was like, we need to put something in here. So I put in a massive rug, and I think I size up a rug, and I think that's kind of how I tend to fill up those type of spaces, is rugs and buffet tables, bookcases, plants. They're the type of things that just kind of make it look a little bit more lived in. All right, so we are only going to film one bathroom. You will see the other one in our tour. So this is the master bedroom. We did get like a spa type tub, so I've put that in this build. And I think that's the base game one, but there was one that came with the pack, and I'm not quite sure why I didn't use it, but I believe we use it in Thursday's build. So Thursday's build is it's a 1x1 beach house, but it's still very much equipped for entertaining. Like, it has two really beautiful kind of back porch areas. It's got like a private back porch area with the master bedroom, and then it's got the main kind of entertaining area that tacks onto the living room. So that's Thursday's build. So be sure to look for that if you are interested. It'll be uploaded on Thursday. And then we are just finishing the final touches. So I did remember there was an additional bedroom. This is a much smaller room, a child's room. You could easily turn this into a toddler's room or an infant's room. It'd be a perfect size for that. Or you could get rid of it and make it into a study. So the career that came with Island Living is the conservation kind of cleanup career. It's not really something you would have an office for, but it could be. You could tell a story where you would use and require an office, but this is also one of those packs where I don't think having a computer in the build would make sense. So yeah, so we've just decorated that very simply. Desk, bluffy, dresser as standard. And I'm just kind of going through the build, just seeing what I need to add to kind of clutter up the space. I decided to add another chair here. We've put in a chess table in the the entranceway. And then we will be moving in to landscaping. So this particular pack has absolutely the best debug menu. It's really wonderful. The palm trees and how some of them are like slanted and different sizes, and some have lights on them and all sorts. So I really wanted to kind of make a space where it fit into the world. This particular lot is in the upper portion, the upper left portion of Sulani, and it's kind of in its own private island. It kind of looks like it's a little bit like you don't really necessarily have immediate neighbors, and I kind of like that about this build. So because we do have room for children in this build, I decided to put some play equipment. So we've got some swings, and we've got like a nice little lounging area with the beach towels for sunbathing. And I've just kind of gone through, and we got a ton in the build and buy in general, so you don't even have to use debug. There is a lot of the greenery and the trees and whatnot there. I really love these purple layloing flowers that you've seen, and this, I'm just in the debug menu now, just grabbing a whole pile of decoration pieces and just like stuff that they're just pieces from around the world that kind of fit the landscape, and they just help with designing. So I really love this pebble path. We also do find the underwater imagery prints, so I do put a few of those around the house as kind of artwork, because again, we didn't get a lot of artwork. We got more, I think it was more like a sculpture, like a wall hanging piece. So I wanted to add some more clutter. So I added in some of those photography prints, the underwater prints, I think they are. And yeah. All right, we are live in game and we are doing the tour. So we enter through the front door into this beautiful kind of generous open space. You've got that chess table. Down the hall, you have the master bedroom, which then leads in to the ensuite. Beautiful little ensuite there. Really sweet. And then into a twin child's room, which just has a dollhouse and is very simply decorated. And then into our third bedroom, which is that kind of teens room or a second spare room, and our last child's room. You then have the main bathroom, which I've included more of the bathroom furniture which came with the pack. And then you go through this kind of archway into this beautiful open space. Apologies for that tree clipping, I just noticed that. So that's your dining, kitchen, and your living room. And then you go out to this beautiful outdoor entertaining space. You've got a place to sit, dance, eat, and whatnot. And we've just added some gameplay features. I put the barbecue out there. And that is today's build, guys. If you've stayed till the end, thank you so much for that. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.